Man, what a year, am I right? Not only did we get a brand new wacky 2D Mario game, but we also got a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. These games are amazing. The fact that we got both of these in the same year is honestly mind-boggling. So let's make them fight. So you know how in 2017 Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey came out in the same year and everyone was like, but which is better? Yeah, that's basically this. I'm making this video because I really wanted to talk about both of these games in depth, but I don't have the time. So hey, why not take a look at both of these games and compare them to one another? Now I know what you're gonna say. You can't compare these two games. One of them's not even in 3D. Which, I can hear where you're coming from, but hear me out. Here I have a strawberry and a cherry. They're both red, both edible, and both good. But I ultimately end up liking the strawberry more because of its texture and its taste. Not because of how, big it is. So hopefully now you see this isn't really a comparison of quality between the two, more so which one I liked more. Because dear God, these games are dripping with quality. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to strap martial weapons to my game cases and throw them at each other to see which one comes out on top. Up first, the worlds. Tears of the Kingdom is built off of Breath of the Wild, which basically wiped the floor with every open world game up until that point. It captured the hearts and minds of everyone when it first came out, and Tears of the Kingdom managed to do it all again. It reuses the map from Breath of the Wild and made so many changes to it that it made it feel damn near brand new. A lot of people were really worried about the old map feeling, old. But it was honestly a really good idea to keep it because there are so many new caves, mines, and just general interesting things that if this was an entirely new Hyrule, it would be overwhelming. On the other hand, Mario Wonder mixes up the old 2D Mario formula in a way that makes it feel refreshing for once. A lot of the recent 2D games have had consistently the same world themes and consistently the same order. It felt like I was going to get the video game equivalent to scurvy. Every single new Super Mario game went as follows: Grasslands, Desert, Snow, Water, Jungle, Rock, Cloud, Lava, Star. Now some of them might have mixed it up and done something like Rock and then Jungle, ooh, but those were all the worlds we got for years. And then Mario Wonder comes out and it's like, oh my god, variety. The desert level isn't the second world. Puff Prod Peaks is ice and a cloud world. The Shining Falls? Other than Mario tripping sack every level, the main thing that told me that this game was going to be different was how the special world was handled. See, you don't beat the game and then get all the star coins or whatever. You actually get the star world by either completing the world or beating a bunch of really hard levels in that world. These games both have really good worlds. But I'm going to have to give it to Tears of the Kingdom because you can't walk 10 feet in this game without bumping into a secret. And come on, secrets are like my main thing. Well, other than music, characters, sleeping in a bathtub. Next up, Shrines versus Wonder Flowers. These are both a lot more similar than they may seem at first, as both of them are optional challenges you can partake in to get more goodies. Yeah, Wonder Flowers win, but let's talk about Tears of the Kingdom. So the shrines in this game, they're fine. I can only really remember a handful of them, and the rest I can remember were fucking blessings. Most of these shrines aren't very inspired feeling. I would say an eighth of them are tutorials, like a fourth of them, they just take your stuff away, and a handful of them are interesting. And the rest are blessings. Hi, this is Editor Dudeski. I realized I didn't really give any context to what the blessings actually were. You see, most shrines have like some sort of puzzle on the inside of them or some sort of challenge to keep you from getting a light orb. But the problem with the blessings is that they don't have that. Getting to a blessing shrine, usually like the challenge is on the outside of it. Like actually getting to it is the difficult part. But most of these quote-unquote challenges are just like, get the stone from one place to another. And that's basically it for
most, if not all, of the blessings in this game. Breath of the Wild had blessing shrines, but not as many as there are in Tears of the Kingdom. I think in Breath of the Wild around 20% were blessings, and in Tears of the Kingdom around 40 to 50% are. This wouldn't really be an issue, but again, most of the quote-unquote challenges are just get a rock from point A to point B, and that's it. Maybe there's a few other ones, but that's generally what you're gonna get from like the challenges from the blessings. A lot of people didn't like the combat shrines in Breath of the Wild, which are basically just like a blessing, but you had to fight like a hard enemy before that. Which I have to say, I vastly preferred, doing something in the shrine compared to doing the same challenge like outside of the shrine and then getting the reward. I'd rather feel like I earned it rather than just going on like a fetch quest. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled dudeski. In stark contrast, the Wonder Flowers are really fun and interesting. If they were in like a fourth of the levels, it would still be crazy how they came up with all this stuff. But no, they're in all of them. You got the space one, the pipe one, the dancing one, the metal one, the ball one, the one where you're a Goomba, the one where you're on the side of a wall, the one where you are the level. It keeps going and going and going and going, and god damn it, is this a good ass game.
Alright, our score is 1-1 right now. So let's cut over to our respondent in the field to see what he has to say.
It's me. I'm the guy in the field.
That's a forest, you dumbass!
Well, I'm sorry. This is the best I could do. Jesus, is this the funniest thing I could come up with?
Alright, let's talk about the music. Both of these games have incredible scores, and both of them make me very angry that Nintendo does not have a Spotify account. Tears of the Kingdom music is very fitting. All of it, and there's a lot of variation to it too. Like, this is the normal Sky Island theme. This is the low altitude theme. And this is the low gravity theme. They're all similar but different enough to where you notice them, but they don't ever jump out at you. On the flip side, however, when you jump into the depths for the first time and it goes BAM, you really know you're in for some shit. Mario Wonder also has good music, along with really good sound design in general. For example, the second level is the Singing Piranha Plants one.
Are they singing? They're singing.
When a level has a focus on music, the track will be listed in the bottom right. Again, I'm mad Nintendo doesn't have a Spotify account. And even when it doesn't have a focus on music, it is still very good, but I've only listened to a few tracks outside of the game. Tears of the Kingdom music I listen to all the time, and I think the game just kinda applies it better. For example, most of the towns when you get to them have some sort of problem. Some terrible thing has happened and now Link has to save them. And the music reflects this. It will be off in some way, like Rito Village. It's all frozen and sad and you have no idea where everyone has gone to and no idea what's going on. The music makes it sound like this was a great village, but now everyone is just gone. However, when you vanquish what's causing the cold, you come back to the town and it's all thawed out and everyone is back. And so is the music. And because it's Rito Village, the music makes me want to curl up into a ball and cry. Oh man, dude, what's wrong?
I saved Rito Village.
So yeah, Tears of the Kingdom takes this one. But let's move on to the visuals. Tears of the Kingdom's visuals are stunning. It feels like a breath of fresh air for the series. No other game in the Zelda franchise has ever looked like this before. And it's all capable on the Wii U? Man, that's just impressive.
Oh shit, this is Rhythm Heaven.
Yes, Tears of the Kingdom looks good, but it's the exact same as Breath of the Wild, which isn't a bad thing, but that game came out at launch. You're telling me after like 6 years of this thing being on the market, you couldn't have tweaked anything to make it look a little better? I'm not a game designer, but the Switch has Mario Odyssey, Luigi's Mansion 3, Animal Crossing New Horizons. You're telling me they couldn't have made this game look a little bit better? The Switch has Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a game that looks better that came out on the Wii U 10 years ago. Instead, it's basically the exact same. Sure, there's very little things, but most people are not gonna notice it. For the most part, it looks exactly the same as the last game in the series. Do you know what doesn't look the exact same as the last game in the series? Mario Wonder. Goddamn, this game is full of life, lights, and legitimately one of the best video game glow-ups of all time. Just having cookie cutter 2D Mario for the past few years and then getting this, I mean, it's pretty good. This game looks so refreshing. Literally, just look at the comparison and tell me who wins. Final comparison. Which one did I have the most fun with? I bought Breath of the Wild when I was 14. I played it and I loved it. I bought Tears of the Kingdom when I was 19. I played it and I loved it. This is the first game I had my eyes glued to while it was in development. Breath of the Wild was one of my go-to games to replay. And honestly, this game means so much to me. It engaged me in ways only Breath of the Wild could up until that point, and rediscovering Hyrule was amazing.
Yeah, I had more fun with Mario Wonder.
I don't know why, this game is just so damn fun. It probably helped that I was playing it with a friend through the entire thing, but even still, I think I probably would have even had more fun playing this game single player. It's just that fun. The level design is flawless, and in addition, the Wonder Flower is letting whatever mechanics the devs want to put in be available. This is just a recipe for a good time. Maybe it's because I really needed to just sit down and play something new, or because it distracted me from all the college debt that I'm in now, but this game is some of the most fun I've had in a long time.
And you know, I needed it. College has been really stressful, and sometimes you just need that game where you can just turn off your lights in your room, shut the blinds, and just play it for like 3 days straight. But it should go without saying that both of these games are phenomenal. And none of that matters. The only thing that does matter is which game had the best little goobers.
Of course, I'm talking about the talking flowers in Mario Wonder and Addison in Tears of the Kingdom. The flowers say random things and help you out sometimes, and sometimes they say funny things, and sometimes they just die. Addison, on the other hand, needs your help to set up signs around Hyrule, and you can find him literally all over the place, and he gives you some rewards when you help him. Which is better? I don't know, but at the end of the day, they're both funny little dudes, and each of them gets a 10 out of 10 from me.
Now I know it might have seemed like I was harder on Tears of the Kingdom in this video, but rest assured, I love both of these games to bits. Even though I ultimately ended up having more fun with Mario Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom still kept me engaged for so long. Both of these games are masterpieces, and maybe even some of the best games ever made. And it's great that they're on a handheld console because I'm lost.